It's episode 1032, and it's the Relevant Podcast here in Orlando. I'm your host, Cameron Strang, and joining me from Loverland, Virginia, it's Jesse Carey.
Hello, hello.
From Nashville, Tennessee, artist, producer, and mogul, Derek Miner.
What's happening?
And from Austin, Texas, author, speaker, and podcaster, Jamie Ivey.
Hey, guys.
Well, we have a great show in store for you today. Coming up later, we talk to Brittney Moses. She's a friend of the show. She's been on several times. She's an amazing counselor, mental health expert. We talked to her about setting realistic expectations for the new year. It's a great convo. Don't miss it. We also have, at the end of the show, you won't want to miss this game. 2 truths and a lie. Everybody has come prepared with 2 truths and a lie. You can play along with us. See if you can guess the lies.
Yeah, I'm interested in this. Yeah.
Are you prepped? You guys ready for that one?
I'm so ready. I can't wait.
Prepped. I'm ready. I'm in it to win it.
I'm in it to win it too.
So I feel like so much of Jesse's life is like exaggerated at a level that where is the line between truth and lie?
I agree, Cameron.
It blurs significantly, between.
Or just he has so many stories that you're like, that can't be true. And he's like, no, that's true.
Happened. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's what an existence. And I'm very excited for people to be keyed in on some of its highlights this afternoon. So stay tuned, listeners.
All right. Well, we got a lot to get to. Let's move the show along. Stay tuned. Up next, it's Slices.
Can I hear you say all night to me? 'Cause I feel you falling out of love more and more, and it's been killing me, killing me, it's been killing me. That's right, just hit me right where it hurts and leave me there to die. That's right, just hit me right where it hurts.
You're listening to Coin. The song is Killing Me. The song is Killing Me. That's funny. I mean, the song's name is Killing Me. But anyway, it's Killing Me. Today's podcast is brought to you in part by Mercy Ships. Globally, 5 billion people lack access to surgical care. In sub-Saharan Africa, there's only one surgeon for every 200,000 people. Mercy Ships provides free, life-transforming surgeries for people who have little to no access to medical care. They help the blind see, straighten twisted limbs, remove deadly tumors, treat cleft conditions, and so much more. With state-of-the-art hospital ships, they provide safe surgery to children and adults living with treatable conditions, and it's completely free of charge. They do all this work with an all-volunteer crew of professionals who donate their time and talents. Surgeons, stewards, nurses, engineers, and more make the world a better place. Your donation today provides free, safe surgeries to people in desperate need of help. All gifts are matched, so please donate today at mercyships.org/relevant. Today's podcast is brought to you in part by Tim Tebow's book, Look Again. Have you ever wondered what would change if you truly believed you were infinitely valuable to God? In his New York Times bestselling book, Look Again, Tim Tebow reveals the powerful truth that when we learn to see the image of God in every person, including those we struggle to love, everything changes. Tebow shares incredible stories from his work with people the world often overlooks, and it will challenge you to stand up to the lies, rediscover the worth that everyone has, and impact the world for good. Find Look Again by Tim Tebow, available now wherever books are sold. It's time for
Slices.
All right, what do you have, Jesse?
All right, so we just kicked off 2023. Everyone's very excited. I think we talked about this 2 weeks ago. Every year since 2018, people are like, finally, that's behind us. And so here we are. We're in 2023. And NPR released a really interesting little recap of newspaper headline from 1923 that predicted what the news will be in 2023. Basically, in the newspapers 100 years ago, what did they think that how we would be living during this new year?
So
I'd like to read it.
In 1923, somebody wrote this. They wrote a prediction of life.
These are from newspapers. These are from different futurists and newspapers around the country.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
In 1923.
Got it.
So some of them are actually, reasonably accurate. Like one that says that a lot of people will have telephones that are the size of a watch that you can wear on your wrist. So look, I mean, how many people on here are wearing an Apple Watch right now?
I
Jamie,
am.
you got one.
I am. Mm-hmm.
Cameron's got one.
Yep.
Either way, true, right?
You know what? Hold on. Think about that though. That was in the era of Dick Tracy, the comic book.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Dick Tracy had that
Radio thing.
spy tech they were just saying would become common. So it was in the public imagination at that point, because of Dick
Yeah.
Tracy.
I mean, but not all of them. Flying cars were pretty much in a lot of these that we'd be just zipping around, and I think we're all incredibly disappointed that.
I am definitely not, because people can't drive and they not flying. So
I mean, growing up watching the Jetsons, you're like, one day we're going to be flying through the air.
I'm happy. I'm happy that's not a reality.
Another one said that the life expectancy will reach 100 years old. This one's a little bit of a bummer because we've actually been on quite a bit of a decline the last handful of years. We're down to 76. So hopefully we can turn that one around. There was also another one.
Wait, hold on. You said the Jetsons flying cars. I just looked this up. The Jetsons was, how old would you say George Jetson was? Dad, he had a teenage daughter, maybe 40. Would you say he was 40?
40,
okay.
40, mid-40s.
So the Jetsons premiered in 1962. It was set 100 years in the future, so the year of 2062. If George Jetson was 40, he was born last year.
Wow.
George Jetson. So in our lifetime, we will have flying cars if the Jetsons were
According
correct.
to the Jetsons.
In the next
40
years,
Lord,
30 years, because they got to
Lord,
build all
on
those. Yeah, we got to get going.
I want that little robot lady at my house too.
I don't. Please, God, come back before.
We can't even get a car to, drive itself autonomously on the street without terrifying everyone.
Hey, mine works just fine. Thank you very much.
Yeah, well, that's I've read too many news stories that I'm like, okay, this is probably a terrible idea. I
will say this: it is an adventure every time I go anywhere. I mean, it's like you're like a cat. You're ready for something bad to happen. You know what I mean? You're like on edge the whole time.
Sounds super relaxing. I'm glad they got that on the market.
Very alert. I'm more alert when I let the car drive than I am when I drive. So anyway.
Well, this one, that there was a headline that ran in a paper that said "No more hard work by 2023." And the futurist who wrote it said the time is coming when there will be no long drudgery, that people will toil not more than 4 hours a day, owing to the work of electricity. And they said that, in his prediction, every city would be absolutely spotless because robots that we just have cleaning it. I feel like we've gone the opposite direction here too.
On the cities, and the work.
The cities and the work. I feel like the more cool stuff we invent, the more people we have to maintain those inventions. And, I think, this in the futurist was saying we'd go from 4 hours a day, from 8 hours a day to 4 hours. I think we're sitting about a 10 right now. So, not looking great for flying cars or slow work days, or a long life expectancy. But look on the bright side, guys. 2 of the 5 of us are wearing Apple Watches, which can technically make a phone call. So it is funny. Like people's perception of the future is always funny.
You got to remember, right around that era, 1923. So in 1926 is when Henry Ford instituted an 8-hour workday for his factory workers. So that was an era where the factory they were toiling long days, like 10-hour, 12-hour days. So the idea that a futurist would say, hey, it's going to automate things, we won't have to do as much manual labor. It'll be about 4 hours. We can accomplish what we're now doing in 10 or 12. He actually was right on the automation side of it. Like he wasn't right about the structure of the workday, the normal workday, but he was right that
he didn't factor in human greed. He didn't factor in human greed.
That's true.
Yeah. So
interesting. All right. What do you have, Jamie?
Well, we're like 8 days into the new year or something like that. So this is a little kind of old news, but it still is relevant to January. So on January 1st, Equinox, is that how you say the workout place, Equinox.
Yeah.
We have one here in Austin. I've never been. It's pretty. I think it's like a high class workout area. They put up a sign and they got some criticism, but they also got some people who are like, way to go. They had a day-long campaign on January 1st called We Don't Speak January, and it was forbidding new members from joining on that day, which it's a Sunday. It was a weird New Year's Day this year. I felt like Sunday was kind of weird, but they said on January 1st, they were not accepting any new members. Their Facebook post, it said, "It's not you, it's January." The company called the month of January a fantasy delivered to your door in a pastel colored box. I don't really quite understand that, but they did say you are not.
Why is it pastel?
Yeah, I didn't get it. And I don't.
This is more of like an Easter thing.
Is
but
January
anyway.
a fantasy delivered to your door? I don't get it. But it said you are not a New Year's resolution. Your life doesn't start at the beginning of the year. And that's not what being part of Equinox is about. Basically, they're like, come back tomorrow. Can't join today because we don't want any of you people who are just wanting to work out because it's January 1st. I thought it was like marketing, like, oh, this is kind of interesting and stuff. And sometimes bad criticism is not, the worst kind of, criticism in marketing. And so they just had to come back on Monday. I'm like, who's going to the gym on Sunday anyways? Like, it was a weird campaign, but
you get the ethic of what they're trying to communicate is like, this is a lifestyle, stay committed. Yeah, I do too. I do.
I mean, but I guess to me, it's like shaming your customer base.
Kind of that too.
For wanting to positively improve their life at a time when there is positive social pressures. Like, we always talk about peer pressure and the influence of social media. This is one thing where collectively we decided that this time of year, even though it holds no like actual significance when it comes to like how our minds and bodies function, that we will take time to reflect on ways we can improve ourselves. And one company that is in the self-improvement business, that is their entire business plan, is shaming people for buying into what seems like a pretty wholesome collective.
Listen, they're trying to say, don't do this because it's a short-term, quick fix goal. This is a lifestyle. Do it the right way or don't do it at all. Come on. They're trying to say, like, make this a real part of your life.
There had to be somebody at the table that was like, y'all, we're going to lose out on a lot of money here, though. Because I'm just going to tell you guys, we had a Gold's Gym open up here close to me, and I joined and went twice. And I need to call because it's been 12 months and I haven't been, and they're still taking my money every month. That is a good business plan right there. Take people's money but never show up. So they miss out on some money.
True.
I see both sides.
All right. What do you have, Derek?
Speaking of futuristic things and self-driving cars and such, a guy in Germany just took the police on a 15-minute high-speed chase in his Tesla while he was asleep. No. And it was his self-driving mode. Yes. This man was knocked out.
That's so funny to me.
The police were trying to catch him. This man's car was driving itself, and the police were chasing him. He would not pull over. I mean, could not pull over. They found out he was actually like high as a kite.
Oh, he wasn't just taking a nap because he'd been working hard.
That man was high as a bug, and he had weights on the steering wheel of the Tesla. For those of you that have them, know you have to keep your hand on the steering wheel. So he put weights on the Tesla. So he had his hands off the wheel, and they were leading him on a chase. So I got two takes on this. One, first off, if dude was high and didn't want to drive, hey man, I got to give him some credit for that. Right. But then also, Tesla must have come a long way with their self-driving if this man was taking the police on a high-speed chase.
Right.
Like he's maneuvering in and out of traffic.
Yeah, it does.
With the car that he's not even driving. That's pretty dope. Like, I'm not even going to lie. That's pretty progressive.
It must have come a long way because I've seen like one self-drive one time. It was like a restaurant. Somebody pulled it out to come like pick them up at the door. I'm like, bro, I could have walked back and forth to your car like 6 times as much time as this Tesla's taken to just drive around.
First of all, that wasn't self-driving. That was the summon feature. And it's like if it's raining or whatever and you're at the mall, you can have your car come pick you up. But
Ooh,
If
I
I was
like
a police
that.
officer, I could have stopped it on foot, much less a patrol car.
But this is what's interesting about
I
this
just
is
think
like
that's crazy.
there's been so one of the things, the full self-driving that I have, like you have to have your eyes on the road. Like there's an in-cabin camera looking at your eyes. And if I'm looking down for too long or like getting something out of the glove box or I'm looking off to the side for too long, it'll alert me. It'll like, ding, 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 like look ahead. It watches my eyes. So number one, I don't know how he was asleep unless he had like sunglasses on or something maybe. But then number two, you do have to have your hand on the wheel, right? And if you don't, about every minute or so, it'll ding you like, hey, I need to know you're there. You're paying attention. Your hand's on the wheel. Apply some pressure. So these people are rigging weights and and then just letting it drive, and it acts like it thinks that the hand is on the wheel, which is terrifying. But Elon tweeted yesterday to somebody who was saying like, I've done like 10,000 miles in self-drive mode beta. I should not have to have my hand on the wheel. It's stupid. And Elon goes, I agree. We'll do an update in January. So they're going to remove the restriction of having your hand on the wheel. So you can take naps if you have on dark enough sunglasses, I guess. I mean, it's crazy.
Seems like a fan with how everything's going with him these days. This seems like it's going to end.
I know. I have mixed emotions. Number one, I'm glad because the hand thing is annoying. But number two, like there's some crazy people out there, But
Right.
There's some crazy people out there. One of them owns the company. So
Elon is not on a winning streak right now. So it's like I don't know how I feel about that update. I'm like, man.
Did you see that he's the first person in history to lose $200 billion? He like literally has lost more money than anyone in history in the last 6 months.
But he's still like the richest person still, right?
No, he lost it.
He did. Okay.
Yeah. He dropped to number 2.
That's a lot of money to lose $200 billion and still be in second place. Like,
yeah,
that's
crazy.
That's a pretty good head start. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a good head start, but that's a lot of money to lose.
That's a lot of money.
He lost more than the GDP of Finland. He lost more than, like it was a list of like the GDPs of all these countries that he lost more than. Like he lost an entire country.
Wow.
So, yeah. Okay, that'll do it for Slices. Stay tuned. Up next, Brittney Moses joins us.
Get upside and alone every morning. Take it all back, let me go where you're going. Wait, hesitate, oh, I beg you to stay. Oh no, but you won't. You made a house of a home. Don't even pick up your phone. I thought that
You're listening to Marco. The song is You Won't.
Today's podcast is brought to you in part by John Mark Comer's book, Garden City, a book that speaks to the tension we all feel between work, rest, and purpose. The New York Times bestselling author John Mark Comer takes us to the scriptures to identify what it really means to be human and flips the script on the idea that who you are matters, not what you do. He shows that God created us for meaningful work and meaningful rest. Both matter. This book helps you ask and answer the big questions. Does God care where I work? Is there a direction for my life? So you can discern God's heart for your calling, your rhythms, and the way His Spirit wants to shape every part of your life. If you're longing for purpose and a more grounded way to live, check out the new hardcover edition of Garden City wherever books are sold.
Well, today's show is brought to you in part by the new book, God, the Science, the Evidence. We talk a lot about faith, but how often do we talk about science in the same breath? You might be surprised to discover just how deeply the two actually agree. For centuries, science has been used to dismiss the idea of God, but today an intellectual revolution is underway. Modern discoveries in physics, cosmology, and biology are consistently revealing the same truth: creation isn't an accident. That profound reversal is what engineers Michel-Yves Bolloré and Olivier Bonassi investigate in their international bestseller, God, the Science, the Evidence. This book is a rigorous, evidence-based critique of materialism, inviting you to explore over a dozen scientific, philosophical, and historical domains. It shows that what was once seemed impossible, that science could point to a creator, is now supported by a vast and convergent body of evidence. With over 400,000 copies sold in Europe, this book is sparking a global debate.
It's thoughtful, fascinating, and a powerful reminder that reason itself affirms the existence of God. Learn more and find out where you can purchase your copy today by visiting godthesciencetheevidence.com. Today's podcast is brought to you in part by Erwin McManus's book, The Barbarian Way. Some books don't just inspire you, they confront you. The Barbarian Way, now celebrating its 20th anniversary, is one of those books. If you felt the pull of God towards something deeper and wilder than the safe, predictable version of faith that we settle for, McManus reminds us that following Jesus was never meant to be tame. It's meant to awaken courage, passion, and purpose God placed inside us. He draws from the wild stories of Abel, Noah, Moses, Rahab, and others to remind us that following God wasn't meant to be tame. Safe faith isn't working. Step into the story God is writing for you. Choose passion, choose boldness, choose The Barbarian Way. Available now, wherever books are sold.
Well, our guest today is Brittney Moses. She's a trusted counselor and friend of the show. She sat down with our very own downtown Emily Brown to discuss setting realistic expectations for the new year, why it's important to know your identity before starting new habits, and what good mental health actually looks like. Here's our conversation with Brittney Moses.
I think a good place to start is actually kind of what you mentioned about wanting to talk about getting our mindset and core beliefs around our identity. So, what did you mean by that? What does that look like?
Yeah, I think that when it comes to the new year and us getting excited about our goals and different tasks and habits that we can do, I think it can be really easy to get trapped into the whole, I want to work out 3 times a week, or I want to, go vegetarian, or I want to, make better grades, or be a better steward of my finances. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with having those goals. But something that I've been encouraging more is shifting our mindset around that, meaning that, and this actually comes up in the book Atomic Habits by James Clear, which is pretty popular. But it's really speaking to the idea of really focusing more on our identity than this set list of tasks and goals. And this is the mental shift. It's if we have these core beliefs about ourselves that's I'm lazy, or I'm not good at socializing, or I'm not good with money, or I'm not a good student, or whatever it may be. But then we have these goals in which we want to get better in these things. Who we believe we are is in dissonance with the goals that we're setting. So it makes it really easy to eventually fall off of those things and let them go, which then reaffirms kind of that confirmation of bias of, see, I'm not really that person, or I can't really be that person who does these things or is good at these things. But the reason why those things are so easy to let go of is because we haven't shifted or renewed our core beliefs about our identity and about who we are. It's a very different thing to go into the new year, or just in life in general at any point, and focus on the identity aspect of, I am a person who is capable of being responsible with my finances. And as a person who is responsible with finances, this is what I do. I create a budget every month, or I make sure to set aside something for my savings, or I am a person who embodies wellness. And because of that, I work out more, or I incorporate more movement into my day, or I eat things that nourish my body, or I get a moderate amount of sleep every night, right? It's more of the idea of, because I am this person, because this is the identity that I affirm, the identity that I claim, these actions are a result. They are a part of who I am. Because the irony is that, we kind of our identity in some aspect is made up of our habits, is made up of what we do regularly. So as we affirm this identity and we do these things that are a reflection of our identity, and we're continuing, in these habits, then that reaffirms to ourselves, that gives us more evidence that reaffirms that this is a part of our identity and this is who I am, and it strengthens and builds who we are, which can lead to change in changing those actions and behaviors regularly. This is very biblical. It's not anything new. You have Proverbs 23:7 that says, "For as a man thinketh, so is he," we talk about Ephesians 4:23 and letting the Spirit renew your thoughts and attitudes. So there is this partnership with God. I want to make that clear. It's not just this like self-competency, but it's also in this partnership with God as we are affirming who He's even called and created us to be, very similarly to the process of sanctification that ties into this, right? The process of sanctification is that, I am a new creation in Christ. This is who God called and created me to be, a person of good works, a person who exhibits love to those around me, what have you. And so because this is my identity in Christ, I'm putting away the old, I'm putting away, my old ways or my old habits, and I'm now embodying things that align with my identity in Christ. And therefore, as I continue to make changes along this trajectory, and continue to make different choices and actions that align with this identity, it's subsequently changing who I am from the inside out. So it's also very aligned with the process of sanctification, this idea of I'm taking on this new identity, I affirm this identity, I practice within this identity, and because of that, my actions are an outpouring of this core part of who I am. And so there's more consistency in this trajectory because it's a part of who I am. It's not just an isolated list of tasks to do.
I feel like so many people think that therapy is only for when you're going through something like really tragic or trying to process through something. But you brought up that it's actually can be for a lot of different things. And so I'd kind of like to hear more about that. This is going to be such a big question, but what can people use therapy for?
Oh my gosh, there's so many things, whether it is that you're trying to set goals for yourself and you're trying to meet those goals, especially mental goals, if there are mental obstacles that are holding you back, things even just like imposter syndrome on the job. Like, I want to overcome imposter syndrome so I can show up confidently and authentically in my work, right? Sometimes there's these mental hurdles that we have that are just, they might not be severe, but there's something that's interfering with our daily life and our functioning and holding us back from fully showing up as our true selves, right? So kind of even these like daily mental obstacles, or it can be something as deep as, working through things like traumas that have shaped our core beliefs, or, depression or anxiety, of course, which is what gets a lot of attention. Mm-hmm. But even I know for me, with my therapist, there were some sessions where we were just talking about what was working in my life, because I think we overlook those things. Like, what did I do this week that actually worked? That I notice has been good for my mental health, that I notice, has been creating the mental shift that I need, or whatever it is. Sometimes I think we're so forward thinking about getting to the next thing or the next thing that we have to do, that we don't pause to realize, like, what are the things that are actually working, so that I can make sure to keep incorporating those things in my life. Like, when I do these things, when I incorporate movement into my life, when I make sure to set aside time to meet up with a friend or family, or when I wake up and start my day with worship or scripture or reading or whatever it is, I notice that my day is better, my week is better. Instead of overlooking those things, sometimes those are great to talk about, like what's working in your life. Again, like setting goals. If there's certain even milestones that you're trying to reach in your life, but you're having a hard time getting to them, maybe you want to transition into moving out of your parents' home, or you're trying to set better boundaries with the people around you, or even with social media. These are all types of things that you can work through with a therapist, because what you essentially have is someone who is non-judgmental and meets you where you are and is confidential. You don't have to worry about it going anywhere, but can also hold you accountable. That's a big part of therapy, is having short-term and long-term goals and making sure that there is evidence that those things are actually being met and that there is real change that's taking place in your life. So it's kind of different than like talking to your friend on the couch. It's like there's an actual methodology that's going into this.
I think one of the things that I know so many people struggle with is they set these goals and then they don't meet them and then they feel terrible about themselves. What can we do to make sure that even if we, don't reach the goal or something happens and we get derailed, how can we make sure that we're not just like spiraling so quickly?
I am so glad that you brought this up as a professional spiraler. No, but something that I think is a great thing to talk about at this point is really this idea of readiness for change. We talk a lot about in, psychology and even in the therapeutic process, stages of change. And the stages of change were developed by researchers James Prochaska and Carlo Di Clemente, who identified this. It was actually around a smoking cessation study in 1983. But they identified 6 stages of change. And so as I'm reading these off, I think it's a great opportunity to really be honest with yourself and consider like what stage of change that you're in, or even understanding better what stage of change others are in too. So we are realistic in how we are supporting others as well. So the first stage of change is pre-contemplation. And in the pre-contemplation stage, this is when someone's not really thinking very seriously about change and they really don't want any help. They probably tend to defend their current behavior and don't feel that what they're doing is a problem. They're fine with it. And they might even get defensive if other people try to pressure them to change. So that's the pre-contemplation stage. Like you're not even contemplating it, right? You're not even thinking about it. And then the second is the contemplation stage. In the contemplation stage, people are more aware of the consequences of their behavior. And so they're spending more time thinking about their issue or their obstacle or their problem, but they still might be a little ambivalent about it, right? And they're really weighing the pros and cons of stopping their behavior or not, because the truth is that it probably still serves you in some way. Even if it's not healthy, it might be rewarding you like right away, right? So you're like, I don't really know if I want to give this up. I know that it's a problem, but like, I don't know if I'm there. And then the third is the preparation and determination stage. In the preparation and determination stage, people have finally made a commitment to change. They're thinking, something has to change. This is serious. I need to do something about this. And what can I do? And so they're starting to gather information and resources around what they need to do to actually make the change. And then the fourth stage is action, which is kind of the goal, right? It's where now people believe they have the ability to change and are actively involved in taking steps toward changing their behavior. It kind of goes back to what we were originally talking about, is that core belief system has changed, right? It's like, it's no longer, well, I'm lazy and this is just who I am. And you know what I mean? It's like, no, they believe like I can be this person with a change in my accumulated behaviors, right? And also in this stage, people tend to be more open to receiving help and seeking support from others. And then there's stage 5, which is the maintenance stage. And maintenance is when we're able to now like kind of successfully avoid any temptations that would cause us to relapse into previous behaviors. So now we're able to anticipate situations that could set us up for a relapse and have already thought about alternative ways to respond and to cope. So the goal of the maintenance stage is now to essentially maintain this new lifestyle. And part of that is even just reminding ourselves of how much progress we've made. Now, the final one, which is what you were just asking and bringing up, is the relapse stage. And just take a deep breath, because along the way, most people experience a relapse at some point. Like, it's very common to fall back to a previous stage, and it's a normal part of the process of making changes in behavior, which can be hard, especially if you've been operating this way your whole life or most of your life, right? It's so much easier to go back to what's familiar. And so many times people do feel discouraged or see themselves as a failure. And so they're just tempted to give up completely and kind of throw in the towel, like, well, this is proof of, like, this is, I guess, who I just am. And there's no way I can change. But I think the important thing to realize, and to just really reframe that mentality into realizing that in a relapse, you shouldn't see yourself as having failed. Like I said, it's a normal part of the process of changing behaviors. Instead, use this as a learning opportunity to consider how the relapse has happened, and use that as an opportunity to learn how to cope differently, right? Relapses can be an opportunity to learn how to utilize going forward, right? Like, what were my blind spots? What kind of led me to fall off? And what can I do to prevent that, or cope through that, or change that going forward? So if anything, it should be more of an informative experience of gaining self-awareness rather than I failed. Normalize that relapses happen. And that's okay. Have grace for yourself, and use it as a learning opportunity instead of being perfection oriented. Open yourself to be more learning and curiosity oriented when it comes to yourself.
That was Brittney Moses. Make sure to check out her resources in writing at brittneymoses.com.
When I don't understand, I lean on the Lord, lean on the Lord. Some things don't make sense, but one thing's for sure. When I lean on you, Lord, lean on you, Lord. Somehow your love gives me the strength to go on. So I lean on the Lord, lean on, yeah, lean on.
You're listening to House Fires, Ryan Ellis and Cecily. The song is Lean on the Lord. It's a good one. All right, it's time for Two Truths and a Lie. You guys know this game, but we're going to score it like this. So each of the cast members is going to bring two truths and a lie. The other cast members will guess. If they guess the lie correctly, they get a point. We'll do a few rounds and we'll see how well we know each other. You guys can play along at home. All right, Jesse, you're up first. Give us your two truths and a lie.
This is about the fruit, not the people from New Zealand. Okay, I just want to preface that because it's probably been a lot of questions. So two truths and a lie. I like kiwis. I'm indifferent about kiwis. Or I'm allergic to kiwis. All right? Remember, I'm talking the fruit, not the people.
I'm going to go with allergic to kiwis.
As the lie? Wait, what? I thought it was you gave us three facts. I have
That's
three
three facts.
facts about myself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Two
that's
are
three
true.
facts. That's three facts. I'm telling you.
How can you like and be indifferent at the same time?
Shoot, I did.
Two lies and a truth.
I did one truth, two lies.
Yeah.
Darn it, I botched the first one. I'm allergic, guys, so never give me kiwi. So round one, I'm
I
sandbagging.
found it though. Out of the two lies, I found it.
Yeah, you did.
You did.
I
It's pretty
found it,
impressive.
so I should get
I'm,
some
I'm
points.
already in the ditch, guys. Okay, sorry.
All right.
The next rounds, just sandbag this one for me. I've got the next one.
Thank you for the points, Jesse. Well, Derek got it.
Gracias.
Well,
Gracias.
Jamie, did you guess it too? Well, I mean, if you said anything other than he was
No, I
allergic,
didn't
then
guess.
You didn't guess. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't say anything.
I mean, because you could have both guessed. I mean, you could both be right. Get points. Anyway, all right, Jamie, what are your two truths?
I didn't botch the
two
next one,
truths
so-
and one lie. Just to be clear, 2 truths, 1 lie.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
2 truths and 1 lie. Here we go. Number 1, I was a homeroom mom for 5 years in a row when my kids were in elementary school. Number 2, I used to give plasma to get money. Number 3, I accidentally ran over a dog in high school while skipping school.
Oh my gosh.
Jesus.
They all seem very plausible.
I'm really hoping the dog's untrue. I'm really hoping that's
it. Okay, so you're picking the dog as the lie. Derek, what's your choice?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the dog.
All right, Jamie, what's the lie?
The lie is that I was a homeroom mom for 5 years in a row. I did accidentally run over a dog in high school when skipping school. I apologize. I love dogs. It was
no.
very, very, and I did get plasma for money for a few years.
You got me there. You got me for sure.
So do I get a point, Cameron? Because neither one guessed. I should.
Sure. Yes, I am still very aghast that you skipped school and murdered living things.
Accidentally, I wasn't out to run over
Is this
dogs.
the first time you've made this confession publicly?
maybe publicly. I think publicly all of these might be the first time. So here we go.
Good.
All right, Derek, what's yours?
I went to a K through 12 school, so kindergarten through 12th grade. I was ranked top 25 in the nation for basketball, or my wife is a drug dealer.
Okay, I know your wife's a pharmacist, so we're gonna scratch that one off.
What was the first one?
I went to a K through 12 school.
I'm gonna go with you went to a K through 12 school. Nothing against your basketball. I've never seen you play basketball.
So you're saying the lie is what?
The basketball. Sorry. I'm gonna say the lie is the
Basketball's a lie.
basketball.
Derek, I know you're a hooper, but top 25 in the nation is pretty elite status. I'm sorry to say I'm going to have to go with that.
Yeah, which is the lie?
Yeah, I lied. It was top 10.
I was like, oh my gosh.
I'm playing.
All right, that was good.
All right, after one round, Jesse has 1, Jamie has 2, Derek has 1. Here we go. Jesse, do it right this time. You're up.
All right. I've been banned from go-kart establishments in 3 states for reckless driving. I've been banned from the Regal Cinema Funscape for stealing disregarded arcade prize tickets from the dumpster and then bringing them inside, attempting to redeem them in a garbage bag.
Oh, that's true for sure.
Or I've been banned from a local Arby's for inadvertently staining the roof with ketchup.
I feel like all of these could be true. That's the thing.
The fact that 2 of those are true is hilarious.
I'm gonna go with the arcade as being the lie. That's my guess.
Okay. Derek?
I'm going Arby's.
Okay.
The lie was Arby's. I just received a warning at that incident. It was not so good job, Derek.
Oh,
Good
my
job.
gosh.
Sounds like you've been in the same boat before.
Okay, Jamie, you're up.
All right. Number 1, in college, I had a fake ID with the name Regina Morales. Number 2, I donate blood 4 times a year to help save lives. Number 3, in college, some friends and I went to lunch with our Spanish professor hoping for a better grade.
Did you say lunch in air quotes?
It was lunch.
I'm going to go. The fake ID seems very specific. I'm going to go with that one.
As a lie? Okay. So the lie is a fake ID. Derek, what's your guess?
I'm going with donate blood. I feel like you're afraid of needles.
I did have a fake ID in college. Her name was Regina Morales. I do not donate blood. Not because I'm afraid of needles. I think everyone should donate blood. I just don't have time. So Derek, you got it right.
Unless it's for money, because we know you do
Unless
plasma.
I did plasma when I was young and married. Yes.
Gotcha.
Unless you're going to pay me.
All right, Derek, what's yours?
All right, I'm 6'2". I've been to all 50 states. And I met T.I. and CeeLo and ate fruit off of a naked lady at a party.
Oh, wow.
Derek, let's just say it's number 3. That's a lie. Just to help you out here. You're going controversy free in 2023.
You
Remember
did
that.
say that. You're going controversy free. I'm gonna go with number 2.
All right, what's the lie?
You're right. I haven't been to all 50 states.
You have eaten fruit off of a naked lady?
I was 21. I was in college. I had a manager at the time. He was trying to get me he was trying to get me in on all these different rooms, and I go to this party and T.I. and CeeLo is there, and then I look on the bar and there's a lady just covered in paint and she had like fruit everywhere and people were just eating. It was the craziest thing I've ever been to in my entire life.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, Derek, you have 3 points. Jamie, you have 3 points. Jesse, you only have 1 point. We have a tie, but we're out of time. So we will have to pick this up on a future episode. We can just keep the points rolling forward. I like it. Well, before we wrap things up, I want to thank Brittney Moses for joining us today. Make sure to check out more of her stuff at BrittneyMoses.com, BRITTNEY, Moses.com. And also, while you're checking out .coms, check out RelevantMagazine.com, where we're covering the intersection of faith, culture, life, justice, all the stuff you're into each and every day. We're posting 8, 10, 12, 15 articles some days. And if you want to stay in touch with everything we're putting out, or the best of the best, I should say, sign up for our daily newsletter right there on the homepage. We send you our top 5 trending stories each weekday morning. And if you want to follow along with everything, make sure to follow us on all the socials. We're posting it all on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, stories, and more to come. Okay, on that note, we'll wrap things up. I'm Cameron Strang.
I'm Jesse Carey.
Jamie Ivey.
I'm Derek Miner.
We will see you all on Friday. Have a great week, everyone.
Thanks for listening to the Relevant Podcast. Check out our features, interviews, and news updates every day at relevantmagazine.com. And make sure to follow Relevant on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for the latest. For more great podcasts, browse the shows on the Relevant Podcast Network, which you can find at our site. And while you're there, don't miss the all-new era of Relevant Magazine. A new issue releases every other month at relevantmagazine.com.
If I was a police officer, I could have stopped it on foot.
Relevant Podcast Network.
Time is precious, and so are our pets. So time with our pets is extra precious. That's why we started Dutch. Dutch provides 24/7 access to licensed vets with unlimited virtual visits and follow-ups for up to 5 pets. You can message a vet at any time and schedule a video visit the same day. Our vets can even prescribe medication for many ailments, and shipping is always free. With Dutch, you'll get more time with your pets and year-round peace of mind when it comes to their vet care. Go to Dutch.com to get vet care that is always there for just $92 a year.